Poof, just like that. Off and on. Hearken now unto my voice. This is Jethro talking to Moses. I will give thee counsel. Godly counsel. Coming from Jethro to Moses. This is how Moses succeeds. By doing what God says. This is how you can succeed. Hearken now unto my voice. I will give thee counsel, and God shall be with thee. Be thou for the people to Godward. In other words, you're going to be there in their behalf. That thou mayest bring the causes unto God. They tell him all the problems, and he includes God in all of his thoughts and concerns. And God gives him counsel as to how to answer this thing. The same thing as he did with Solomon so many times. Of course, Solomon tripped up and fell by the wayside, but that's another story. And thou shalt teach them ordinances and laws. This is coming from Jethro. And shalt show them the way wherein they must walk, and the work that they must do. This is how you live. Righteousness, right way of living. It's all told by God to these two men. And they have to share it with all these thousands of Israelites. Now, among the Israelites are a whole bunch of Egyptian people and a whole bunch of the other countries around there, or gatherings of people. Oh man, I want to say so much at once I can't even spit it out. Moreover, thou shalt provide out of all the people able men, such as fear God, men of truth, hating covetousness, and place such over them to be rulers of thousands, and rulers of hundreds, rulers of 50s, and rulers of 10s. In other words, you got the Supreme Court, which is Moses. Then you got all the lower courts going down with lesser and lesser people. That way somebody can hear the problems of all the people, and it all doesn't fall on Moses' shoulder. But the commandment is to give godly counsel and godly solutions. And let them judge the people at all seasons. I don't want to get out of that. And it shall be that every great matter they shall bring unto thee, but every small matter they shall judge. So shall it be easier for thyself, and they shall bear the burden with thee. If thou shalt do this thing, and God command thee so, you see that? Here's Jethro saying it to Moses, and Jethro was saying to Moses, this is the commandment of God. And God is using Jethro's mouth, just like he's using my mouth right now. And I'm happy to do it. If thou shalt do this thing, and God command thee so, then thou shalt be able to endure. Now, I like to bring that onto me too. If I do what God says, He says I will be able to endure. Huh? That's a ricochet right to me. And now it just went to you. And all this people shall also go to their place in peace. Wow. Such a simple thing to do. Following God's commandments. And what do you get? Peace. So Moses hearkened to the voice of his father-in-law and did all that he had said. And Moses chose able men out of all Israel and made them heads over the people, rulers of thousands, rulers of hundreds, rulers of 50s, and rulers of 10s. And they judged the people at all seasons. The hard causes they brought unto Moses, but every small matter they judged themselves. And Moses let his father-in-law depart, and he went his way into his own land. Jethro was a priest. Now that was all of chapter 18. There's a whole bunch of other stuff in this book of Exodus. We're going to go on to chapter 19 now and see where it flows from there. In the 3rd month, when the children of Israel were gone forth out of the land of Egypt, the same day came they into the wilderness of Sinai. For they were departed from Rephidim and were come to the desert of Sinai, and had pitched in the wilderness, and there Israel camped before the mountain of Sinai. And Moses went up unto God. You dig that? Moses climbed up the mountain, and he knew God was up there. And the Lord called unto him out of the mountain, saying, Thus shalt thou say to the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel, Ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians, and how I bare you on eagle's wings, and brought you unto myself. Now therefore, here's the commandment. And what would happen if you keep the commandment? The same thing he says to us today. How many people do it? You don't see it in Washington, D.C. You damn sure don't see it in California. You damn sure don't see it in New York. If ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, my agreement with you, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine. And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests, and an holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. Moses is supposed to repeat these words to the other folks, just like I'm doing tonight. Let me look at the clock. I've been doing it about a half hour online here. And Moses came and called for the elders of the people, and laid before their faces all these words which the Lord commanded him. He didn't suggest it, or say, yeah, you ought to do this. No, this is what you're going to do. And he did it. And all the people answered together and said, All that the Lord hath spoken we will do. And Moses returned the words of the people unto the Lord. And the Lord said unto Moses, Lo, I come unto thee in a thick cloud, that the people may hear when I speak with thee, and believe thee forever. And Moses told the words of the people unto the Lord. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go unto the people, and sanctify them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their clothes. And be ready against the third day. For the third day the Lord will come down in the sight of all the people upon Mount Sinai. And thou shalt set bounds unto the people round about, saying, Take heed to yourselves, that ye go not up into the mount, or touch the border of it. Whosoever toucheth the mount shall be surely put to death. You know why people keep sinning today? Because judgment doesn't happen right away. God, the big fist of God doesn't come out of the sky and punch you in the nose. It's because he gives you a chance again and again and again to do the right thing, the right way of living. That's why it continues today. He's not ready to stop it. And if you read a lot of the prophecies in this book, which I hope to do, it's going to take a long time. I hope I live long enough to do a lot of it. And you read the book of Revelation, you'll discover how many, many millions of people get destroyed. And unless God intercedes and stops it, he says we will destroy ourselves and the earth. Okay? Keep that in mind. But that's a lot of reading here. There's a lot of reading in this book. There shall not an hand touch it, but he shall surely be stoned, or shot through. Whether it be beast or man, it shall not live. When the trumpet soundeth long, they shall come up to the mount. Now he's just saying approach it, but stay down there in the flatlands around it. Don't touch the mountain. And he's saying keep your sheep and your goats and your camels and all that stuff away too, and your dogs and whatever. Don't let anything touch this mountain when I'm on it. And Moses went down from the mount unto the people, and sanctified the people, and they washed their clothes. That was what they were commanded to do. And he said unto the people, Be ready against the third day. Come not at your wives. In other words, don't have any sex during this stuff, because that'll make you dirty again. Stay away from the women. Let's be polite here and not talk about that. And it came to pass on the third day in the morning that there were thunders and lightnings, and a thick cloud upon the mount, and the voice of the trumpet exceeding loud, so that all the people that was in the camp trembled. You imagine that? This was so frightening there. Whoa, man. You know, there's a verse in this book, and I'll paraphrase. Find out what that means, paraphrase. I'll put it in my words, you know. The demons know about God. The demons know about God's word. We're talking about the devil and all his cronies, all right? And God says they know and they tremble, all right? Huh? That's another story, but it's in here. All right, where am I? Verse 17 of chapter 19. And Moses brought forth the people out of the camp to meet with God, and they stood at the nether part of the mount. In other words, they were way over there. And Mount Sinai was altogether on a smoke, because the Lord descended upon it in fire, and the smoke thereof ascended as the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mount quaked greatly. This must have been one exciting experience. I'm glad God has been kind to me. I'm so grateful that I got saved. Me and my wife, my kids, he's going to bring my kids to heaven also. And when the voice of the trumpet sounded long and waxed louder and louder, Moses spake, and God answered him by a voice. Can you imagine that? Hey, Moses, good going. Keep everybody off the mountain because I'm going to talk with you. How you doing? And the Lord came down upon Mount Sinai on the top of the mount, and the Lord called Moses up to the mount, up to the top of the mount, and Moses went up. Whoa! And the Lord said unto Moses, Go down, charge the people, lest they break through unto the Lord to gaze, and many of them perish. Now there's an indication by that word charge. Let's see what that is. Contest. In other words, hold them back. And let the priests, that's plural, priests also, which come near to the Lord, sanctify themselves, lest the Lord break forth upon them. And Moses said unto the Lord, The people cannot come up to Mount Sinai, for thou chargest us, saying, Set bounds about the mount, and sanctify it. And the Lord said unto him, Away, get thee down, and thou shalt come up, thou and Aaron with thee. But let not the priest and the people break through to come up unto the Lord, lest he break forth upon them. So Moses went down unto the people and spake unto them. Oh man, I gotta have a Marco here. A little bit of Marco Rubio called Osaka, baby. Spring water. Now, where was I? Ooh, chapter 20. Get another minute. And God spake all these words, saying, maybe I should start another one. No, I'm gonna start reading this. Then I'll stop this for a moment. I'll get right back into it, right in the same spot. This is God. Right? I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Oh, here we are. We're talking about it now. All these commandments that God has given, the Democrats and the Muslims and the communists want you to take out of your land. They want you to destroy all commandments from God because they are against them. I got to stop this, but I'll be right back. You won't even know.